You spend thousands on MetalCloak, Dynatrack, and SteerSmart's parts to cure a terminal case of death wobble, only to find out that your project hit a brick wall. If you're trying to bolt back on those OEM wheels, they're going to chew through those beefy new tie rod ends the first time you turn the wheel. Welcome to Muddy Ruttzz. This is video number 10, the finale of my Death Wobble Nuclear Options series. The fix seems easy, right? Just grab yourself some wheels with 4.5 inches of backspace and keep it moving. But then I hit a snag. My 35 by 10.5 by 17 Mickey Thompson Baja Boss tires, the pizza cutters, have a strict 8-inch maximum rim width requirement. Go any wider and you can kiss your warranty goodbye. An 8-inch wheel with 4.5 inches of backspace? That's a unicorn wheel. They barely exist, but I found them. These BlackRock D-Series steel wheels are exactly 8 inches wide, and they have the depth to let my new MetalCloak suspension roam free from lock to lock. I'll be honest, I didn't read the fine print on the MetalCloak website closely enough. My project ballooned by 25%. But what Jeep owner doesn't love new wheel day? See that? That's the difference between a smooth turn and a catastrophic clunk against a wheelbarrow. Scope creep's a beautiful thing, isn't it? Let's go back to the studio and I'll show you why these wheels are the secret weapon to this build. OEM Jeep wheels usually have about 6 to 6.25 inches of backspace. To clear those massive MetalCloak joints, the tech told me I needed to have 4.5 inches to push that wheel out and away from the hardware. Now why steel? You see them on my Wrangler and I'm a believer. I spent 40 years as a sheet metal worker and I trust the physics of steel. Alloys are pretty, but they're brittle. You hit a rock with a Steely, and I know as a sheet metal worker, I can dolly that rim back out until it holds air and gets me off the trail. These are the ultimate get-home wheels. Since this whole series is about eliminating vibration, we have to talk about tire pressure. After the alignment, and that link should be appearing over my head, the wobble was gone, but the ride wasn't perfect. Then I dropped these Mickey Thompsons down to 34 PSI, and that was a sweet spot. Now I'm not sponsored by Jaco, but I'm tired of wasting money on pressure gauges that I don't trust. Now these are the gold standard. No batteries, solid brass, and totally reliable. So far, I've gotten this one for the Schraders on my Jeeps, and I picked up these two for the Presta valves on my bicycles. One goes from 0 to 160 for my road bikes, and one goes from 0 to 60 for my mountain bike and my gravel bike. If you want to support the channel and actually trust your readings, there's a link in the description. These are BlackRock 942 D-Window Steelies, made right here in the USA in a factory in California. These are lug-centric wheels, meaning tapered lug nuts center the wheel when you mount it. That's a perfectly legitimate way of mounting a wheel, but since I'm a zero variable type of guy, I'm adding these hub-centric rings. These will fill the gap between the Jeep's pilot hub and the wheel bore to prevent any kind of high-speed shimmy. Let me address the Jeep bros. These are rings, not spacers. We're not out here snapping axles or wearing out ball joints prematurely just for the sake of poke. I'm also ditching these BlackRock tubular caps. I'm adapting these OEM Mopar caps instead. It gives the Jeep that factory plus look, like it could have rolled off the lot looking this way. Okay, I had a big change of plans. I got my wheels off and I thought I'd rotate my tires since I had them off, and I was going to install my hub-centric rings and I was going to install my Jeep wheel caps. But I realized something about these hub-centric rings, and if you look, you can see there's this small bevel right here. Now that bevel was going to actually hold my steel wheel off of where it's actually supposed to be. The steel wheel has a flat surface that is supposed to be right up against the hub. I noticed about a 1/8 inch gap between the hub and the wheel because of this ring. In mechanical assembly, especially after 40 years in sheet metal, you know that flush contact is everything. Without that wheel sitting flat against the hub, the lug nuts can't create the clamping force. Instead of the friction between those two flat surfaces carrying the load, you're putting all the weight as a shear load directly on the wheel studs. That's how studs snap. For these BlackRock Steelies, we're ditching the rings and letting these Magard tapered lugs do the centering. Safety first, every time. I can still use my Jeep center cap though, because this Jeep center cap has no effect on the lug nut or the wheel how it centers. It's just a plastic decorative cap that says Jeep on it. I cleaned some of that New Mexico desert dust off of this thing. and get it mounted. One thing about putting bigger tires on your rig, the bigger they get, the harder they are to deal with. For lug-centric mounting, we'll finger tight the lug nuts in a star pattern, then weight the wheel just so it won't spin, then torque the nuts in a star pattern to 130 foot-pounds. Perfect. You guys drop a comment, let me know what you like better. You like this Jeep center cap? Or do you like this BlackRock Tubular center cap that already got a dent on it when I was out wheeling the other day? I'm liking that Jeep center cap. Well, there you go. I've got my unicorn wheel mounted. The clearance is perfect for the MetalCloak joints, and I think they look awesome AF. For my Death Wobble Nuclear Options series, there's 10 videos in the playlist. There'll be 10 articles on muddyruttzz.com. There's a total of 8 so far. I got 2 more to write. But there's a lot of information, all the stuff that I learned along the way, fighting Death Wobble. And in this video alone, I may have learned something that saved my life. Don't use hub-centric rings with steel wheels. So if you're fighting the Death Wobble demon, don't just go throwing parts at it. Watch the whole Nuclear Option series. The link should be appearing on the screen right now. If this video helped you out, hit that thumbs up and join the crew. I'm Muddy Ruttzz, and I'll see you out on the trail. And don't forget, the best is yet to come.